Hey everybody, Nate here with Candid at the Movies, and I wanted to take the time to give you my top 10 favorite movies of all times. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Leave it in the comments. Let's talk about it. Number 10, one of my favorite Disney movies of all times. There's a couple on here, but The Lion King, 1994, is a classic. Disney really broke the mold. This is when they're going through their Renaissance period, when Disney was really starting to pick up steam with their animated movies. And this one right here does not miss. I still cry like a baby every time Mufasa dies. I still feel like Simba did dirty. And who does not laugh every time Timon and Pumbaa are on screen? Hilarious. Nathan Lane does a great job. James Earl Jones does a wonderful job as Mufasa. Some of the other cast member names are escaping me. But like this movie right here hits different. Like they tried to do the live action, does not hit the same. For some reason, these animated characters really make it hit home, make this movie really great. Number 9, Halloween, the original Halloween. I love horror movies, and the old school slashers are some of my favorites. And to me, none of them are better than Michael Myers. Michael Myers doesn't run. He doesn't speak. He's got the mask on. He's expressionless. He is just cold-blooded, evil incarnate. I love him. Michael Myers is the kind of quintessential serial killer you need in a slasher film. Now, some of the things nowadays would be considered contrived and too normal for horror movies. But this movie set the bar when it comes to slashers. All the slasher films that came after it are because this movie was so good. Jamie Lee Curtis was early in her acting career. She killed it. Professor Loomis is also, as a recurring character, one of the best characters in horror cinema, in my opinion. So if you've got the time, if you've never seen the original Halloween, take the time to watch it. Also, sidebar, the Rob Zombie remakes of the Halloween movies are actually really good. I don't care what anybody tells you. They're wonderful cinema. Take the time to try and watch them if you're a horror movie fan. Number 8, we're going back to Disney, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to Agrabah and we're going to talk about my boy Aladdin. Aladdin is a movie that, the live action did not do it justice. Aladdin is such a wonderful, wonderful story of rising up to be better than what you were born to be. I love the whole story about being, lying to be somebody you're not. It's not what's going to get you where you want to go. You have to be yourself. I love the overarching story with Genie. Robin Williams does some of his best work again in this movie. R.I.P. Robin Williams, you are truly missed because nobody can do what you did. Will Smith did an okay job in the remake. I'll give him credit. Okay, we love Willie in this channel, but something about that Robin Williams voice acting and the fact that he improvised so much, he's just so off the cuff and it sounds so natural. We got to give props to Big Robbie on that. Number 7, The Wrestler. So if as you've seen from other projects on this channel, I am a huge professional wrestling fan. However, Hollywood has done pro wrestling dirty for a very, very long time. This movie started to rectify that. In 2008, you had Mickey Rourke coming out. He needed a career renaissance. And he came into this movie as Ricky the Ram Ramczewski, and he nailed it. Is this movie sad and depressing? Yes. It deals with the whole overarching theme of failing fame and what it cost you to get there. He lost relationships with his family, with his kid, everything. His body's breaking down because of this thing that he loves so much, and he just can't quite get the same high in regular life as he did in the ring. I'm not going to give too many spoilers if you haven't seen The Wrestler. If you are a pro wrestling fan, even if you're not a pro wrestling fan, take the time to watch it. This is a really good movie with a really good story. Yes, you could poke holes in the plot in some spots here and there, but overall, really good movie, and I think you could really enjoy it. It deserved an Oscar that year. So, number 6, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Now, Tom Holland fight me in the comments, I do not care, is the best Spider-Man we've seen in cinema. I love Tobey Maguire, I love Andrew Garfield, but Tom Holland really captured the whole vibe of Peter Parker from the comics for me. This little nerdy, dorky kid who all of a sudden is gifted these superpowers from a radioactive spider bite. Like, he's quirky, he's awkward, he's got the sense of humor down pat. The dichotomy of Spider-Man and Peter Parker is great. I think it's, out of the 3 movies, the third one is the best. The stakes are so high. You get Tobey Maguire, you get Andrew Garfield, you get all these guys together to make one wonderful movie experience. To me, as a guy who loves superhero movies, I'm more of a DC guy, believe it or not, than I am Marvel. But I think this is the best Spider-Man movie of all time. Like, out of any other Spider-Man movie, this is the one I would put all my money on to watch over and over and over again. So, if you haven't seen it yet, which I don't know if you haven't seen it yet or you're living under a rock, come on now. Marvel was killing it in this time frame. They kind of fallen off recently, but I think they're going to make a comeback. Go see Spider-Man No Way Home. It's your homework. Like, next time you see this big ugly face on your screen, you better have seen Spider-Man No Way Home, and you better comment about it. Number 5, The Babadook. You ever heard of it? No? It's on Netflix. It's a psychological horror film based on the old Australian folktale of, well, the Babadook. Kind of what we would call the Hat Man for a lot of people. The Babadook is a wonderful, wonderful dive into the human psyche when you feel like you can't do anything else, right? I don't want to give away the plot, because if you like horror movies and you like to have your mind blown, watch this movie. Does it have thrilling CGI special effects? No. Does it have like top-notch production and everything? No, but I don't think it needs it. The story is what drives this movie, and the peril is driven from being a mom that's trying to do her best, and for some reason something's missing. So please, when you have time, please watch The Babadook. Throw everything you know about horror out the window and watch this movie, because I think if you do watch it, you'll see what a lot of movies are doing now with horror, where it's kind of more up here than the jump scares. It's so stinking good, so scary, but for all the right reasons. So take the time, if you got it, watch The Babadook. I know I keep saying that over and over again, but I'm giving you my top 10s, my opinions. If you don't like these movies, it's okay. It's like eating KFC. Eat the meat, throw the bones out. Alright? Number 4, Jurassic Park. Now, these last 4 movies are interchangeable. I love all these movies the same. It's hard for me to pick between these 4, but these are the bottom 4. These are the big ones, okay? Jurassic Park. I don't need the story. I just need the giant animatronic dinosaurs. The movie itself is wonderful. It's just a classic. There's nothing you can do wrong with this movie. You could argue that some of the sequels fell off, but I still enjoyed them just the same. I enjoyed Jurassic World, but nothing quite catches the magic that the original Jurassic Park did, because nothing in Hollywood had been done like this before at such a large scale. And they did it, and they did it well. The Michael Crichton books were superior, but you can't quite put everything in a book in a movie, so put that to the side, watch the movie, and tell me what you think about it. And if you've seen it, which I know 99.8% of people in the world have seen Jurassic Park, and nobody asks you when you're an adult who this is, what's your favorite dinosaur? Tell me in the comments. I need to know. I have to know, because mine's a Spinosaurus. And I don't care that none of these dinosaurs, 90% of the dinosaurs in this movie weren't actually from the Jurassic period. They were from the Cretaceous period. That's okay. The movie's still good. Cretaceous part doesn't sound as good as Jurassic Park. Let's just be honest. Number 3, from 1984, the original Ghostbusters movie with Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis. All this is peak horror comedy for me. Like, the original Ghostbusters is one of the best things I've ever seen. I could watch it all day. And I forgot to mention Ernie Hudson as well. I could watch Ghostbusters any time of day, any time of year, and still enjoy it. Ernie Hudson does a great job in his role coming in later in the movie. Dan Aykroyd is just naturally the straight man hilarious. Harold Ramis gives his own nerdy, quirky vibe, and Bill Murray is Bill Murray. I've never seen a bad Bill Murray movie, and even the bad ones are still good because Bill Murray just has that charisma and charm that makes him fun to watch. So yeah, take the time, check out Ghostbusters from 1984. You're going to enjoy it. Ghostbusters 2 is okay. The remake was alright. Actually, the newer movies where they're trying to relaunch, the newer ones with Paul Rudd and everything, I think are really good movies as well. Not everybody thinks so, but I tend to like them. I think they're fun. Maybe it's the nostalgia nerd in me. I don't know, but I think they're good movies. Number 2, Eric Dravensen's Love. It's The Crow. To tell you, the first time I saw this movie, my mind was blown is an understatement. It was ahead of its time in so many ways. The late Brandon Lee poured his heart out in this movie. It's a shame that he wasn't alive to see how great it would become. It wasn't super popular on release. It became like a cult classic, but anybody that's seen the Crow loves it. And I can't say I blame him. It's a great movie. Number 1, finally, my favorite movie of all time. Hands down. I watch this movie when I'm sad. I watch this movie when I'm happy. I watch this movie for any reason I need just a little pick-me-up. It's The Princess Bride from 1987. First off, Andre the Giant's in this movie. You can't fight me on that. Andre the Giant in anything makes it instantly great. But also, let's talk about Carrie Elwes is in this movie. Fred Savage makes his appearance. Like, this whole movie from top to bottom is great. Do you like horror? It's got a few horror things in it. Do you like romance? It's got some romance in there. Do you like comedy? That's loaded with comedy. Do you like an action story? There's action involved. Do you like all these fairy tale things? It's a whole story about a fairy tale. It is a great movie. Take the time to watch it. If you've never seen this movie, you're doing yourself a disservice. And if you think there's any movie better, tell me in the comments. You're wrong, but tell me about it anyway. Thank you so much for your time. This has been Nate with Candid at the Movies. I'll see you guys soon, and I hope you check out some of these movies. And if you don't like some of them, or if you like some of them, tell me about it. Let's talk about it in the comments. I'm here for it. You guys have a good day. God bless. Thank you for checking us out.